The Blind Side is a book about an African American high schooler who was going through a lot. He was having a lot of family problems, and one of his teachers noticed. Eventually, the teacher fostered him and ended up adopting him, and her family accepted him into their life. Michael O'Hare became a very good athlete and football player, and even played in the NFL for many years. This story is his life leading up to his professional football career. This character's identity taught me a lot about how much harder it could be for African Americans. Because of their past, we don't accept them as much as we should. Michael O'Hare, also known as Big Mike, was the protagonist in the story. This character also taught me that life can be really hard for some people. Michael O'Hare grew up very, very poor, almost living on the streets with a very unsupportive family. He had to work for everything he wanted and needed, and he had nothing handed to him. He had a completely different life compared to his new family. They were very wealthy, and the kids had a lot handed to them. Because he grew up so poorly and had to work so hard to accomplish things, he developed very good manners. That's another thing this character taught to me. Always be polite, and it can get you farther than you plan to be. Michael O'Hare's identity affected his life because he grew up so poor, so he had to work for much more, which gave him a stronger work ethic and eventually got him to work hard enough to get a career in professional football. Because of all of the trauma that happened in his early life, he was a very shy person, and he had a hard time making friends. Michael O'Hare's identity was important to his existence because it taught him how to be grateful and how to work hard. He was very shy, but that stuck out to certain people, like his teacher that ended up adopting him. At one point, he was sitting alone at lunch, and his new-to-be sister got all of her friends and sat at lunch with him. This helped him make new friends and grow closer to his new family. A couple similarities I see myself and Michael O'Hare are both being American teenagers in high school. And with that alone, people have a lot of struggles. We are both very shy people. I see a lot more differences between us because he's an African American male and I am a Caucasian female. He is also very tall and I am short, and he grew up in a lower class and I grew up in the middle class. So we do have some similarities, but we're mostly different. This character's identity made him struggle in ways a lot of us can't understand. We don't realize, but African Americans are still not treated fairly to this day. He went to a mostly white school, so he stuck out and didn't make much friends. Also, being poor, he couldn't afford nice clothes at all, and because of his size, it was really hard to find clothes that fit him. He went through a lot of struggles with his identity. This character taught me to be thankful for what I have and the privileges I have because a lot of kids don't.